The singular theme that has become a recurring mantra on our journey through the secret ingredient is of handcrafted, an unbroken chain of knowledge passed down through centuries of practice to the hands of masters and apprentices to create a form that can only be described as a masterpiece. With the season finale of The Secret Ingredient driven by Michelin, that journey comes to a fitting end on the shores of Beypore, where we set out to unravel the largest handcrafted boat in the world, the Uru. The Uru, fat wooden boats, also known as dhows, are as old as India's maritime trade. Originally introduced to Beypore, the coastal town on the outskirts of Kozhikode, Kerala, by the Arabs as trading and fishing boats. With time and technology, the Uru lost out to larger and faster mechanized boats. Yet they are still here. And even after centuries, their patrons remain the same, the Arabs. But before that, we had to make our essential pit stop to get new Michelins. As luck would have it, we found a store on the way. To help us guide a light through the millennia-old mystery is the artist extraordinaire, Parvati Nair.
The excitement of being a contemporary visual artist today is that you can draw from your history, from your roots, from your culture, from science and art, and bring these things together. I guess I've always been fascinated by the idea of maritime travel, especially to Kerala, where I come from. Different ideas came to our shores and we adopted them, and Uru boat making was another thing they had brought and which we had taken as our own.
While Parvati is our sole expert, she is not the only explorer on this trip. Accompanying us are a bunch of young adventurers fulfilling the mantra of the more, the merrier. So Parvati, you are an artist. You've been working with wood a lot. Do you see a connection when you look at these workers who are also working on wood?
When we're looking at these boats, we're time travelers in a sense, and we're seeing a craft that's been around for centuries. And in that sense, what I do, which is drawing, is the oldest art form that there is. And as you rightly said, I work a lot with wood. My work in the Bombay airport was 31 interlocking pieces of wood on which I draw. But here it's sort of taken to, an entirely different level of wood that comes together to create this work of art. And I guess I'm also reminded how in India, art and craft was never so separated. Art was, the skill of the craftsman translated through her or his hands into a work of art. And that's what we see around us, the largest piece of handicraft or art, I would say, that sort of ever existed.
Sketch length already we have sketch. We have senior and junior to meet we teamwork.
It's that amazing coming together of the idea of the master craftsman executed by these teams of equally skilled craftsmen who come and go in waves. That's what a work of art ultimately is.
Now that's what you call a stroke of luck. Keep in mind that an Uru can take anywhere between 2 to 4 years to complete, so this is going to be a rare sight indeed. Whoa!
It's really something, isn't it?
I never expected it to be this huge.
There is a reason they call it the fat boat. It needs that width in the base to give it stability when it goes into the water.
From a simple fishing and cargo vessel to one of the world's most luxurious yachts, made by simple tools and passionate hands, The story of the Uru is a heartwarming, rags to riches story, even though it's taken a millennia to get here.
അറബികൾക്ക് ഇതൊരു പാഷനാണ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. ഇത് നിർമ്മിക്കുക എന്നത് എൻ്റെ ഒരു ജീവിതത്തിലെ വലിയൊരു ആഗ്രഹമായിരുന്നു.
വുഡൻ ബോട്ടും സ്റ്റീൽ ബോട്ടും തമ്മിൽ വ്യത്യാസമുണ്ട്. കാരണം അതിൻ്റെ ലൈഫാണ് അത് പ്രധാനമായിട്ടുള്ളത്. കാരണം ഒരു മാക്സിമം ഒരു 25 വർഷമേ നമ്മളൊരു ഷിപ്പിന് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നുള്ളൂ. അത് പക്ഷേ ഇതേമാതിരിയുള്ള വുഡൻ ബോട്ട്സ് ആണെങ്കിൽ അതൊരു 2 or 3 ജനറേഷൻ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. എങ്ങനെയാലും ഒരു 70-75 ഇയേഴ്സ് ബാക്കുള്ള ബോട്ടുകൾ ഇപ്പോഴും ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. സാധാരണഗതിയിൽ നമ്മൾ ഈ ബോട്ട് ഇവിടുന്ന് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഹള്ള് മാത്രം ഈ ബോട്ടിൻ്റെ ബോഡി മാത്രം നിർമ്മിച്ച് കൊണ്ടുപോയിട്ട് ദുബായിലുള്ള മറ്റ് ഏജൻസികൾക്കാണ് നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഇൻറ്റീരിയർ വർക്കും ഇതിൻ്റെ ബാക്കി അനുബന്ധ എല്ലാ വർക്കുകളും നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കാറ്. ഈ ബോട്ട് നമ്മളെ ക്ലയൻറ്റിൻ്റെ താല്പര്യപ്രകാരം ഇതൊരു മെയ്ഡ് ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് തന്നെ അവിടെ എത്തണം എന്ന് അവർക്ക് വേറെ അതിയായ ആഗ്രഹമുള്ളത് കൊണ്ട് ഇതിന് വേണ്ട എല്ലാ സാധനങ്ങളും നമ്മൾ ഇമ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് ഇതിവിടെ ഫിക്സ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് A to Z വർക്ക് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് തീർത്തിട്ട് ആണ് നമ്മൾ നേരിട്ടിട്ട് ക്ലയൻറ്റിൻ്റെ അടുത്തേക്ക് എത്തിക്കുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെ പോകുന്ന ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ആദ്യത്തെ ഒരു ബോട്ടും ആയിരിക്കും ഇത്, ഒരു വുഡൻ ബോട്ടില്. In a sense, this moment is like the night before the exhibition opens, where you're at the threshold, where there is an excitement, but also that tiny latent nervousness about the completion or the fulfillment of a project. This boat is going into the water tomorrow, the exhibition opens tomorrow, and then the baby is born. It is now an adult and it will start its journey.
You know, Parvati, while the patrons remain the same, its purpose has changed. This Uru and others like it will set sail to Qatar to become part of one of the greatest sporting events on earth, the FIFA World Cup 2022.
And who knows, 2022 may open up yet another chapter in the history of these boats and their future.